and your audio. And
Okay.
and let's go and let's work through this.
You can control window.
Can you hear this and see this?
Yes.
I cannot hear anything.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I can hear you, but not your speech.
Oh, really? Because I can.
No, but you can't hear his speech synthesizer.
Oh.
Yeah, speech synthesizer is really fast.
Wait, Evan, can you hear his speech synthesizer?
I can.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Hang on.
The Braille display isn't working, so I'm trying to get that up so I can read what else is happening.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, if you can slow it down just a bit.
Okay. Hold up.
Rate boost off. Acrobat recycled in 1 of 11.
Okay, well, you can... you didn't have to slow it down that much. You can speed it back up some.
I just turned the boost off, so...
Okay. Yeah, why don't you... without rate boost, I'm good at like 80%.
80?
So.
Okay.
Top. Recycle.
Oops.
Rate 30.
There you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Cool. All right, so... yeah, start up Eclipse.
Well, we have another meeting on next Tuesday.
I believe so.
We should,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure everything... Oh, no, the Tuesday after next.
Tuesday, no, the Tuesday after next, we're done, right?
Tuesday after next is Christmas Eve, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, so...
Yeah, I don't think we expect that from you.
Okay. Well, that's good because I'll be on the road. Okay.
As will I.
Nice. Okay, so new Java project. What the heck happened? So new project?
Yes.
Oops.
Context menu. Java project. New Java project dialog. Consider default. Create another project. Enter a project name. Project name. Edit alt plus blank. Create.
Fight song.
A project with this name already exists.
How? There's nothing in the Eclipse workspace.
Let's just try Fight Song 1, maybe. See if
Yeah.
that...
Another project in the workspace or in an external location.
What?
That should be good, yeah.
Okay.
Eclipse SDK console tab control pane. Context menu.
Where is
New
it?
Java class dialog default modif.
Why didn't it show up?
Oh, it didn't?
Eclipse SDK console tab control pane.
No.
New clip. Console tab.
Oh.
Minimize button.
Can you navigate to class view or to the?
New clip.
I turned off. I turned off most of those things
Oh, you
in
did?
the workspace
Okay.
that I gave because I wanted to get as much clutter as possible out of the student's way.
But why isn't the editor displaying?
Well, he hasn't done new class yet.
Oh, right.
How do you close
go
these
ahead.
tabs?
You don't really.
Okay, I accidentally opened the debug tab last week when I was having other issues.
Oh,
Actually, yeah, you should be able to.
it's somewhere on the window menu. Oh, wait. On the so go to the debug tab again. And I think it's Control minus.
Control.
Oh,
that just messed with the magnifier.
Oh, oops. Okay, well, I'll have to look it up again.
Okay, well, we won't worry about it. But
Okay. Yeah, so do a new class.
Context menu. New number class along default modifies interfaces. Which method comes would you like to create? New number class, create a new number class. Name edit alt plus M blank.
So I could just be fight song, right?
Yeah.
Source folder name is empty.
Oh.
That's what I'm getting, and I've had that since last week when we last spoke.
What did
Okay.
it say? I couldn't. That was. Oh.
Source folder name is empty.
Oh. I do see that.
Okay.
If you
What?
if you
Go
go
ahead.
up to, there should be a. So there is. I see a source folder. There's like a source folder text entry that's blank.
Hang on. I have another idea. So, Rich,
Yeah.
you don't have any projects that you want to keep, do you? I mean,
I mean, I'm
Do we
proud of
need
the
to
Rocket
keep-
Man one.
oh, okay.
That's all. That's all I want to
Alright.
keep.
All right. Well, then what we'll do is we'll rename. So close Eclipse.
Okay.
Eclipse SDK console tab control. Toolbar open console list button. Backup unsync.
Oh.
Desktop list. NV read recycle.
Okay.
Now, go to your C users, whatever folder.
Type the name select. Backslash. Desktop list recycle. New list topic list not selected. Row 1 column 1 1 of 19. Tree new level 0. Items new list not T2 row 1 column 2. Not doing row 1 column 3D objects row.
Okay. And then the Eclipse
Okay.
workspace.
So go to the so find Eclipse workspace
Eclipse workspace row 2 column 1 now.
Found it.
and rename it to something like old workspace.
Selected Eclipse work selection.
So that way we don't lose your Rocket Man project.
workspace
We can
row 2
figure out how to bring it back later.
Okay.
Now, do you still have the Eclipse workspace.zip file? The
I
latest
bet I
version?
do. I bet I do.
Okay.
Wait,
right.
have you updated it since?
Well, there were a couple. I gave you a couple of versions of that. Hang on, let me get to my desk and find out the timestamp of
Last
the
month moving
last
extended. Eclipse
version
number 2019 0 now in 32 x86 64 7
that
on
I
10.
sent.
Zoom in full of it. WS1 for last month 6. Last week routing expanded. Install a Q.sync Ray terminal. Kims UFSD last week. Open JDK Eclipse workspace 9 on 10.
Because
Text modify edit element.
what I want to do, I mean, we don't have time to troubleshoot Eclipse.
Right.
So I want to just unpack the workspace, but I want to make sure that we get the right one.
Advisory board meeting 10 on 10. Text modify edit 11 /5/2.
Advisory board meeting. Am I supposed to have that file?
Advisory board meeting? Okay, the
Make
last
Microsoft
one that I
Word.
gave you was on November 5th.
Text modify edit 11 /8/2019 8
There's one from November 8th.
Okay, better still. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Context menu.
Yeah,
Open
so
in new
unpack that one
Windows
into your user
Extract compressed folders. With the
into
extracted
your
to this folder. Edit alt
user
+F. Selected
directory
Use
again.
Download Eclipse workspace. Selection with
C:\users \Eclipse.
browse button alt +R.
Yeah.
Show extracted files when complete. Checkbox not checked alt +H. Extract button completes the wizard alt
Is that how you do that?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Animate progress. Download Zoom cloud meeting Eclipse row 1 downloads row 1 column 1
Okay, I
downloads
think
Eclipse row 1 Eclipse window
so.
items new list
Does
workspace row 2 column 6
the
on
capitalization of Eclipse matter because it was lowercase in the extract to context?
No, Windows file system isn't case sensitive.
It's not really.
new list not selected 1 of 1.
It's
Selected.
case preserving, but not case sensitive.
I see. Okay, gotcha. I did not know that.
Okay, now start Eclipse.
Eclipse download 11. Graphic. Eclipse ID launcher combo box collapse edit selected C user Eclipse backup unsync.
Oh.
Graphic.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize that you still
Click
have
to CK.
Now, do a new Java project.
Context menu. Not project file. Number project name. New number project salon config. Create a number project in the workspace
And
for the
just
next
call it
location.
Fight Song.
Eclipse SDK problems tab control preview. Context menu. New number class dialog default modifies interfaces. Which method comes would you like to create? Number class create a new number class name default plus m blank.
And then just fight song.
Yep.
The use of the
Okay.
default package is discouraged.
The use of the default package is discouraged.
Whatever. That only applies to larger projects than we'll ever do in this class.
Finish button unavailable alt plus F2 hop button.
Okay.
Eclipse SDK song number tab control edit multi-line blank.
Okay. So,
So in this case, Matt, do you know what went wrong?
I don't, but we don't have time to troubleshoot Eclipse.
Yeah. Maybe that's something for us to talk about in a separate meeting, because that's
Yeah,
odd.
well, what we really need is something simpler than Eclipse for this class, but we don't
Class
have
icon.
that. Okay.
New notification from Mail Digital Delivery. Get your new software purchases. Not Mail Digital Delivery. Click here to get this program. Mail command power manager selection actions window.
Okay.
Ignore that.
Okay.
All right. So, Evan, do we want to have him go ahead and do that fight song assignment in this class, or
I can do
just
it for
reassign
homework.
it as home? Okay.
I'm
Okay.
I'm not
So-
sure where Aisha is, because I think she led that one.
Oh, she's got a cold.
Oh, okay.
She
Um,
she said that on our Teams channel.
Oh, I need to fix my notifications for Teams, I guess.
Well, she didn't mention anyone in that message. I just happened to be watching because I
Oh, okay.
wanted to know who was teaching today. Anyway, yeah,
It's fairly straightforward. It's similar to what we did with the
with
Rocket, Man.
Man.
I think
Why don't you
it's-
do that one as homework?
Yeah.
Let's
That's fine.
let's focus on practice it problems
Okay.
right
Yeah.
now, because we can you can get immediate feedback on that.
So you
Yeah.
you said we assigned you Fight Song, and what was the other one?
So from the book, it's fight song, and then I forget what the other two were, but they're all pretty much the same.
You said
Star
that one of them was
Figures,
called Hello
Lanterns.
Goodbye.
I
I
think
see
so.
Farewell Goodbye.
Yeah,
Farewell,
farewell,
goodbye.
goodbye.
Right.
That's right. I was thinking the Beatles
Right,
when
right.
I said hello, goodbye. My bad.
You say goodbye, but I say hello.
Hello,
This one-
hello. Okay.
All right.
This one's
Music.
kind of similar, but it's actually the patterns are kind of interesting.
Now
The-
we did I remember that one of the practice it problems that we assigned was the
yeah,
star patterns.
patterns was not, or star figures was practiced. That was not from the book.
Okay.
Ms.
So
Craig
how far
assigned
did you
12,
get?
16, and 17.
All right.
Okay.
So let's so on practice it, how
12,
far
16.
did you get?
I called my
Yeah.
method statements, and then I printed out the method statements, and then it said it was wrong. So I
Okay.
don't know what I did.
Well then, let's go back there.
New notification window. New notification from Mail Digital Delivery. Move this notification settings back up and
There
sync.
we go. That way it's out of
Recycle
my
selected.
way.
// Desktop list. Untitled Google Chrome. Practice it. Web-based practice. Login visited. Login practice it document. Username or email. Edit required invalid entry. Username or email blank.
You should
Password.
really save those things in your browser's password manager.
It didn't ever show up.
Okay.
Login button. Practice it. Web-based practice. Start practicing. Visit.
Hey, I got my password first
Problems.
try.
Main page visited link. Clickable building. List with 20
Okay.
P85 chapter 2. Private. List with icon graphic P85 exercise 1.15. Desktop. Icon graphic P85 exercise 1.12. Icon graphic P85 exercice 1.14. Lanterns link. Icon
Wait.
graphic P85 exercise 1.13.
Just a little hint. You might want to use Control NVDA F to find. In this case, you could have searched for the word figure.
Oh. I didn't know that existed.
Control NVDA F. Yeah, that's very handy for finding text in a web page.
I say.
Confidence solve a problem. Practice it.
Okay. Just make sure that the highlight checkbox is still unchecked.
Sound highlighting checkbox not checked.
Good. All right. Now,
At your
so you said that you wrote the code and it said it was wrong.
Yep.
Did it give you any more detail than
problem
that?
master. Method. You click and also your code list with 30 items bullet. Line 19. This is a very general syntax error that may be caused by a variety of problems, such as misplaced braces or an incorrect sequence of dollar keywords/operators. Sometimes the error is not on the line indicated, but rather on a previous line. Illegal start of expression. Public static void print 10 stars. List with 2 items. Link and label. Graphic to get missing image discrete out of list.
So this is a good sign, actually, because it tells us that if we see that there's an illegal start of expression, it probably means that the previous. So in this case, you did main as the first one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So it
why don't you
probably means that there's
review your
something
code
wrong
and
with
find out?
main.
Huh?
Sorry.
Matt, what were you gonna say?
I was you said so. Rich, yeah. Evan asked you a question, and you said I think so. And I was just
Yeah.
suggesting that since it's been a while, you might want to just read the code from top to bottom and see if
Yeah.
anything jumps out at you now.
Okay. So
Remember, use your Braille display.
Yeah, public class star figures. It says public static void main left paren underscore string.
No.
No,
It's
no,
for-
everything
that-
there's fine, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It's in computer braille. And I guess
remember in computer Braille there is a capital letter has a .7 on it.
oh, it doesn't on this. It just has a 456 in front of it.
Oh, you sure that's computer Braille or is that grade 1?
I think it's computer braille.
Okay, well, anyway. Now, actually, it might be worthwhile for us to take a couple of minutes to
Check that.
check that. Go into your NVDA settings.
NVDA settings. General Braille 3 of 12. Braille change. Output table. Combo box English U. S6 not computer Braille. Alt plus.
6
Oh,
computer
oh,
Braille.
it's 6 dot. I'm more familiar with
Not
8
not
dot
computer Braille.
computer Braille.
Input English U. S6 not computer.
There you go.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. I didn't know there was a difference.
I didn't know that anyone would have set it to 6 dot.
Oh. That's what it was on by default.
Okay, well, now we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so back to reviewing your code.
So void main is correct, right? This looks correct to me. With the
Yeah, Evan said that was correct.
Yep.
are the brackets and the braces the same in computer braille?
They shouldn't be. In 8 dot computer Braille, there's a 1-to-1 correspondence between Braille cells and ASCII characters. That's why it's 8 dots.
Right. Oh, so the okay, so the brackets have a .7 and .8 on them.
I'm not sure if I
Okay.
don't remember if you say so.
Okay. Okay, so that's correct. So then what's wrong with that
So
statement?
let's
then?
Keep reading.
Let's step through the whole thing.
Okay. Okay, so we have the print 10 stars, which is the 2 sets of 5. And then print space stars. That was a way for me to remember the space star.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then print double stars, which was a way for me to remember. Oh, snap. What was it? Public static void, print 10 stars.
Okay.
Okay.
Notice anything missing?
10 stars. Left paren, right paren, and then the left brace.
Even before the word public, you notice anything missing?
There's a blank line.
Is there a closing brace at the end of your main method?
Oh, you're right.
Print set.
Remember, you can't have methods within methods.
Public
Not in
print
Java,
set.
anyway.
Public print
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay.
print blank. Right.
And make
Okay.
sure that you line up your closing brace with the word with
Right.
the start of the public static void main.
Line right.
Wait, huh?
We don't
So
have indenting
just
turned
as
on.
yeah.
Line
Oh,
line right rest. Line
I'm confused. What?
so so Evan, is he indenting at all?
No.
Okay. You really should get in the habit of indenting your code. It'll make it easier not only for your colleagues but for you to keep track of the structure. So
Okay.
remember, the public class is not indented. The public static method, the method, the start of the method definition is indented 4 spaces, and then the method body is or 1 tab, and the method body is indented 8 spaces or 2 tabs. And so when
Okay.
I said that the closing brace should be lined up with the public static void main, what I meant is that the closing brace should be indented the same as the public static void main. So that is
Okay.
what, 4 spaces or 1 tab? Yeah, either way. Yeah, I mean, I think we discovered last time that tab indentation doesn't work in this practice editor. So
No, it's
we're
not.
doing 4 space indentation.
Okay.
And yes, it would be nice if the practice editor would auto indent for you like Eclipse does.
I think
But
there's a place to set that up.
yeah, that would be a good thing for you to investigate on your own. But the most important thing is you're missing that closing brace.
Okay.
So you always have to remember to put your closing braces in the right place.
And in this case, the when you tried to submit it and it said that the code didn't compile, it actually gave a really nice description of the error, in which it mentioned that this is a very common occurrence, which usually results from missing. I think they said brackets, but they meant braces.
Okay.
Or they might have said curly braces. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And so it's usually like that's a very common error that you'll see a lot. And
Okay.
it's usually a good point to just check and make sure all your parentheses and braces match up.
Okay.
So fix that, and then
Try and run it
Evan, do you
again?
think we should have him submit again, or should we have him look manually for more errors?
Let's look manually.
Okay. So there's that brace.
Also, Rich, your audio is really low for your voice. Like
I had a problem with my left ear,
Oh, okay.
so I was dealing with that too.
Gotcha.
Sorry. Okay, public static void print 10 stars. Okay, so there's that right brace. Public static void print space space star.
Where are you starting from?
I started from that right brace that I had added.
Okay.
Public static void print.
Rich, a suggestion.
Yeah.
Instead of just advancing from line to line using the Braille display, why don't you use the down arrow key to advance the actual cursor from line to line, so that Evan and I can follow along.
Oh, okay.
System out print top. Public system
Okay,
public
so
system out public static void print and top. System out
Evan, is
print
his
top.
cursor moving now?
It's not, no.
Okay, Rich, you might need to go back into focus mode.
Public static void print and top.
There you go.
System
There
out
you go.
print and top.
Now,
System out print and top.
and then there's the right brace.
Public static void print space top. System out print and top. Public static void print double stars. System
Evan,
out
is
print.
his cursor moving now?
It is, yes.
Okay.
There's an extra brace.
Okay, how many closing braces are there?
3.
Yeah, get rid of one of those.
Right brace.
So your
19.
mistake basically was that you had you were trying to nest the other method definitions within the definition of the main method.
Uh-huh.
And you might not have actually thought about it in those terms, but that was in effect what you were doing. And you can't do that in Java. Remember, a method definition always goes inside a class. And the way
Okay.
the way that you convey that structure to Java is through the braces.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So
Makes more
now
sense.
submit it and let's see what happens.
Sound check. This problem of method. You clickable submit. Your code did not compile. Please read and correct the errors
All
below.
right.
List with 1 item. Bullet. Line 21. You may have forgotten to include a right parenthesis to match an opening left parenthesis. Earlier in the code. Expected.
Huh?
System out of print. List with 2 items. Link search. Stack overflow for this. Link out of list. Out of list. If you do not understand how to solve it. List. Link out of list. System out of print.
System dot out the print line. Huh? On line 21.
Index type your solution here. Group. System out of print. Public static void. Public
Okay, I'm gonna count 1, 2.
public print. Public system out of print.
There's a parentheses there.
There is, but it's within your your quotation marks.
Oh, okay, I see. I see what I did there. Wait. I don't understand where the cursor's at.
Right paren. Semi. Right word. Top. Word. Right paren. Semi. Right word. Top. Word. Left paren.
Wait, is it supposed to be left paren, quote,
Word.
and then the stars, and then the closing quote?
Top.
Right.
Word.
And then
Yes.
right.
Right paren. Semi. Line D.
That's what it's reading here.
That's on line 20.
Oh.
S T M dot U T dot P R I N T L N. Left word. Top. Right paren.
Oh,
Right paren. Semi. Word. Semi. Right semi.
there we go.
Yeah.
I think I was trying to edit that because I made a mistake with that, and the cursor on the PC is different from the cursor on the Mac.
Mm.
Yeah. And
Very different.
And since I only know the PC behavior, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah, I tried, well, because I was doing this on the PC and I was going based on Mac, and I tried to juggle between the two cursors, and it doesn't always work well for me.
Okay.
Sound check this method. You clickable submit.
Huh.
You pass number 1. You pass 0 of 1 test. Try again.
What?
Test number 1 colon output. Expected output. Top.
Oh, this is it printed. It's saying your pattern is wrong, I think, but that seems
Oh.
a little too nitpicky, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, software is an exacting thing, and we need to
That's
get our
true.
students
That's true.
used to that.
True.
Let's go check it out.
Indent type no previous edit. Out of top.
Okay.
So let's count the number of different calls that we need to write, starting from the top.
I did 10 for the 2 lines of 5.
10? What do you mean 10?
10 stars. That way I would have to do.
Oh, okay.
Now, what you could have done instead is write a method that just printed a solid line of 5 stars and then called that method twice in main. I think it's kind of 6 or 1/2 dozen.
Right.
Let's see where your output diverged from the expected.
And then
You're
there's
using your Braille display, right?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
but I was using the arrow keys to kind of navigate
Gotcha.
around.
Thank you.
And then there's okay. Oh, the blank lines in between. Right? Or does that not matter?
It
It
does.
matters.
How do you call a blank line?
See if you can think of a solution.
Oh, just print? And then the parentheses and the semicolons?
Print line, that might work, but what would for sure, I don't remember. I don't actually think it does now that I think of it. Think about what happens though if you call print line with an empty string. So quote quote.
It makes a blank line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go add that in the right places.
So,
Top, 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 blank.
okay, I see.
Top, 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 top. Type your solution here.
Okay, so there's two blank lines, if I'm understanding. Oh. How do you make the alerts display or like disappear on the braille display? Oh, there you go.
Yeah. If probably the easiest way to make them go away is just to do NVDA up arrow to read your current line again.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so on the sixth line, so print ln, and then that's all you have to do.
Solution code goes here.
So remember, you want to print an empty string.
Yeah.
You want to pass an empty string to print line. So how do you do that?
Print left paren right paren semicolon for the when you call the method.
Calling it with left paren, right paren, semicolon would pass no string. As far as I know, print line always has to take a string. There's a difference between no string and an empty string. How do you do an empty string?
Is it just print ln or quote quote?
Quote quote.
I know, but like when I call the method, like with at the top and the void main, I don't know I don't know how you would do that.
So think about it this way: when you're printing hello world, let's go back to our first program.
Okay.
When you print hello world, how did you do that?
Public static void main string args, all of that, and then I did the system.out.println hello world, wasn't it?
Yes, with the parentheses and quotes around hello world. So what you want to do now is, instead of passing hello world into print line, you want to pass in an empty string. So it's so it's exactly the same except for the contents within the quotes.
Okay. So when I call the method in the main, do I just put the two quotes?
Yes.
Okay.
Public print double stop. Print space stop.
Wait,
Print public static. Print space stop. Print double. Print space stop.
This is a really
Print space stop. Print.
Okay, I see what I have to do here.
Line print blank.
And then figure out where the rest of it is.
Wait, you just went back into browse mode.
No, I went to go look back up at the code at the other where the next blank line is.
Oh, okay.
So okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Okay. Okay, I see that to be.
Public class heading error style. Print style. Print space style. Print. Print double style. Print style. Print double style. Print double style. Print double line semi. Line thing. Print blank.
And then does it matter where you put the public static void print?
No, as long as it is within a class and not within another method, as indicated by the braces.
Okay.
Print double style. Print double style. Print style. Print space style. Print double style. Print space style. Public static void print style. System dot out dot. Right line thing. Right line. Blank. Blank. Blank.
Okay. Public
Space line thing.
static.
Matt, does having quotation marks in your
Right rest.
in your method name work?
Rich, no, quotation marks in your method name doesn't work.
Oh.
I think I lost track of what he was doing.
So are you supposed to like, because if you wanted to print the blank line, you put the quotes there, right?
That's so. We haven't really covered method parameters and arguments yet, but the quotes, the quotes is what you, the empty string is what you want to pass into the method. So that's called a parameter or an argument. It's kind of interchangeable.
Okay.
So that means, so remember, normally when you call print line, you do system.out.println, left paren, left quote, and then your string, and
Right.
then right quote, and then quote, right paren, semicolon. So in the same way, when you're printing an empty string, those quotes need to be within parentheses. What you need to, so what I'm trying to explain to you is that printing an empty string is really no different from printing anything else. It's just a matter of what's inside the quotes.
Right. But what I'm saying is, how do you call it at the top in main?
Just the same way. So back before we introduced defining your own methods, remember
Okay.
how you used to write a program that would call print line directly from within main? It
Yeah.
doesn't matter where you're calling print line, whether it's in main or in another method. You do system. I mean, remember, if you in the same way that you're calling print line from your other methods is how you call it within main.
Wait, so I'm supposed to call this blank line in main?
You could define a method to print a blank line. You could define, but there's really no point, because you're not saving on any, you're not really cutting down on repetition in any way. So you might as well just call print line directly in main to print the blank line. I mean, it's a matter of taste. You could do it either way. And
on top of that, method names need to be alphanumeric, with a few exceptions. You can use underscores, but quotation marks isn't going to work in a method name.
Rich,
Okay.
I think you might have just accidentally turned on sticky keys.
I turned it off.
Okay.
So I can delete this call method then, and then delete this
Public static.
method.
Public system dot out dot print selected. Selected. Line feed unselect. System dot out dot print top. Line feed right rest. Line feed right rest blank. Blank. Right line feed semi. Right parent semi.
Okay.
Public print and top. Print and top. Print space top. Print.
Okay, so get rid of
Print selected. Line feed print and top. Print space top. Print double. Print and top. Print and top.
Oops, what did I just do?
Print.
Oh, okay.
Print selected. Line feed. Print double. Print space. Line feed.
So after that, I could just put system.out to print line
Print line.
before
Sure.
the code. Okay. Okay.
System. Right. Line feed.
There. Should I try running it now?
Did you put it in both places? Because
No.
remember, there you have to have 2 blank lines. Yeah, one after the 10 stars and one after the star space star.
Oh, right. Okay.
System. System.out not print. S. System. Line feed. Public static void. Print space. Public. Print double star. Print double star. Print double star. Print 10 star. Public static void. Print 10 star. Print space star. Print 10 star. Line feed. Blank. Print blank.
Wait a sec. I don't hear. Where did you put in the code to print out your first blank line?
He just put it after print space stars.
Okay.
And then I put it after the 10 stars, right?
Print
Yeah.
space star.
Uh-huh.
Print double star. Print 10 star. Print double star. Print double star. Print double star. Print 10 star. Print 10 star. Print double. Print 10. Print line feed. Line feed. Print
I
blank.
can't really follow what you're doing right now based on the speech output.
He's going up and down just to make sure that he's got it in between.
Okay.
Okay. So now do I try running it now?
Sure.
Sound checklist. Applicable submit.
Is there a way to output also like the key presses so that you can see if it's like if you're scrolling up or scrolling down?
It can echo characters that he's typing, but not, at least NVDA can't echo like non-character keys like arrows.
You
Oh,
have
So-
applicable submit. You pass 0 of 1 test. Try again.
Hmm.
Applicable submit.
Let's step through the
Oh.
output.
Oh, okay. I guess it is echoing arrow keys.
NVDA
it?
Thanks,
4.
Rich. Oh, okay. Thanks, Rich.
Yep. Should I turn that off for now, though?
Doesn't matter to me.
NVDA plus
Okay.
speak command key. You pass test number 1 colon output. Expected output. Find top. Find top. Top top. Top. Top top. Blank. Find top. Find top. Top top. Top. Top top. Find top. Find top. Blank. Top. 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 Find top. Find top. Top top. Top. Top top. Your output. Find top. Find top. Top top. Top. Top top. Blank. Find top. Find top. Top top. Top. Find top. Find top. Blank. Top. 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 Find top. Find top. Top top. Top. Top top differences colon 11 D10.
Huh?
Evan, can you make any more sense of?
I can't, it didn't scroll down past your output. So I can't see the bottom of it. The bottom of the output that was printed out.
Oh, snap.
Inserted left top top. Result. Fail.
Okay.
If you do not understand.
Scroll up a little bit.
Result. Inserted left top top.
Scroll up a little bit on the
I don't know how to do
Webpage?
that.
or just arrow key up a few bit.
Top top differences colon 11
There,
D10.
okay.
Top top differences colon 11 D10.
Okay.
I do not see anything wrong with it at this point. Can you go back to your main program
What?
or go back to the program that we were writing?
What?
Or I don't know. Matt, do you focus in? How do
Rich, try hitting. So Evan, you want to go back to the program, right?
yeah.
Rich, okay. So first, make sure you're in browse mode. No, that's focus mode. Okay, now hit Shift E to go back to the
Then edit
previous.
out your
edit.
selection here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now go into focus mode. There. All right. Evan, is that visible on the
Yeah, it
screen now?
is.
Okay.
Honestly, at this point, Rich, print double stars. Is that space star? Is that what you were referring
Yeah.
to?
Yeah.
Okay. It looks fine to me.
Well, it's obviously
not.
not.
Oh wait. Before your second empty line, you have print 10 stars,
Uh-huh.
then print double stars, then print space stars. I think it's supposed to be print space stars, double stars, space stars again.
Wait.
Why don't you go back and look at the original problem statement?
Yeah, let's do that.
That space stars and then double stars is the double space.
Your solution here. Solution code goes here edit multi-line public. Public print 10 stars. Print space. Print double stars. Print space stars. System dot out of print 10 stars. Print space stars. Print double stars. Print 10 stars. System dot out of print double stars. Print double stars.
I think you're missing a space stars.
Print double stars. Print 10 stars. Print space stars.
So if
Print
you
double stars.
scroll
Print
up
space
to the second system.out.print line,
print system dot out of print.
and then go up one to print 10 stars, I think there should be a print space stars before print 10 stars.
Print double stars. 19, print blank.
Okay.
19.
I think. Because the pattern for the first one where it's print 10 stars,
Yeah.
print space stars, double stars, space stars,
Mhm.
that's repeated in the second section of the output after the system.out.print line.
Okay.
So I think this should fix the pattern.
Sound effects check this problem method. Use clickable submit.
Yep.
Yay. Okay, so I'm not sure what our strategy should be going forward as to how to follow these sorts of minute pattern
11,
matching things. But that could get a little difficult with a big class.
Yeah. Well, I don't want us to try to make things too easy.
Right.
For the,
Lunch
Yes.
bell rang, by the way, just so you guys know.
okay.
Oh, okay.
So, so do the fight song and the farewell goodbye, and
Okay.
I think
I think.
maybe we should assign
Meeting.
one or
Meeting.
two more practice it problems.
Mute.
And Rich, have you gotten a chance to read the section in the book on data types yet?
On what?
All right, then.
Data types?
I'll take that as a no.
Okay.
That might be a good thing to read over just in preparation, because there's going to be, we're getting towards the end of Unit 1, so I think Unit 2 introduces a lot of new concepts.
Okay.
Evan,
think
do you
it'd be
know
good.
which section number that is?
Is that 8?
Section number?
Well, chapter. I mean, chapter
Oh,
or
chapter.
section in the book.
It should be chapter 2.
Okay.
Chapter 2.
Oh,
I
but
don't
is
know
it
what
all of
section.
chapter 2?
I don't want to assign all of chapter 2. I feel like that's a little too much. Let's look at the 2. One second. The homework. Read 2.1.
Okay.
I think.
All right. So 2.1, do the fight song and farewell goodbye exercises in Eclipse.
Okay.
And Evan, do you want to assign him any more practice at problems for static methods, or do you think those would be enough?
I think these should be enough. I mean, like, the biggest thing with static methods is just understanding the proper flow for them.
Okay.
I think, like, and getting used to debugging with the Braille display, I think is super important. So I just say, like, the fight song one should be good. There's a lot of the fight song one and the farewell goodbye introduce some interesting patterns, so it should be it should be a good practice.
Okay then.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
All right. See you
See
next
you.
week.
Yep.
See ya.
Okay. So interesting. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about the 2.1 or 2. The like.
Anything I need to kind of
Sorry. Allison, what was that?
Evan, you said you're a little concerned about 2.1?
Oh, just the amount of material in it. Seems like it might get a little overwhelming.
Sorry.
Let's see, I'll get the display back.
I think Allison's audio must be
Sorry.
intermittent. Allison, I think
Exactly.
your
So you
audio-
guys cut out for me, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
So anything you need me to say or need me to know, repeat, please.
Okay. I think just for 2.1 or for starting with Unit 2, I think it's just important that he review the material in Chapter 2.1 before class,
All right, take
because
care.
there's a lot of big concepts that are getting introduced, and I'm a little worried, and a lot of super integral concepts, and I'm a little worried that if he doesn't, next week might be a
All right.
bit much for him. It might be pretty overwhelming.
And clearly we're not doing a good enough job of teaching the fundamentals, because
Right.
I had a hard time making him understand how to print an empty string.
Right.
And I was trying to explain to him that printing an empty string is I'm trying to get him to think more generally in more in abstractions, I guess.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to get that across.
It seems like he's really focused on the patterns of it, and or
Uh-huh.
like on the intricacies of it, and I think yeah.
The syntax. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt,
Uh-huh.
here's one observation just from a teaching perspective. More time with the student, having a listserv you can talk to him when you're not online. Would that help? Just more time, more access to the student?
Well, we already agreed that if he has questions, then he should ask Ms. Craig and she can pass them along to us.
Okay.
But what we also have to think about is scaling this up to a class with multiple students where we have a class period every day and they have other things to do in their day, and so do
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Because I feel like at this point, static methods should like I wonder what it is that we're doing wrong, that static methods are still a struggle.
So from my observation is that very little homework is done just time-wise. I mean,
Okay.
you know, if we're looking at it, we do an hour in class. Me, college professor, you always do like 2 hours outside of class or whatever that might be. I would say that he's doing, like 10 to 15 minutes outside of class. I don't see that he's doing a huge amount of time outside of class with that practice part,
Okay.
which is kind of causing, I think, some of our problems.
Has he been reading the book chapters?
Well, I think it's hit and miss.
So
Okay.
do we need to assign him more, because it seems like he's not even doing what we assigned him?
Well, as Allison said, I think like that's from an educator standpoint. You got to give more assignments to get more feedback.
Well,
Fair
then
enough.
we should have assigned him more practice at problems.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's retroactively.
Well, so I think one of the problems that we're coming across is that he'll do a little bit and then he gets stuck and then he doesn't know what to do. And then he just waits for
Right.
next week.
Now we talked about, so we knew on Thursday that he was getting stuck with the Eclipse workspace thing. I guess that's on me for not suggesting that we blow away and recreate the workspace last Thursday.
Hmm.
I don't think any of us saw the Eclipse workspace, so we didn't recognize how much of a problem it was until we actually saw it today. So
can we follow up with him on Thursday like we did last Thursday?
That can be arranged.
also, he's a volunteer. So
Okay, so let's follow up with him on Thursday and see, and no matter what it takes, make sure that he's unstuck. And then we'll see where. And we should probably also assign him some more practice at problems.
Just going through them, I found one which looks really good.
Okay.
1.29 is an error checking one it's called lots of errors, -errors.
So that's a practice at problem?
It's a practice at problem.
Okay, let's assign that one to him now.
Yeah.
Bob, can you let him know? Evan,
I
what did you
can.
say? It was 1.29?
Yeah.
Okay, let's assign that one to him now and follow up on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
What time did we start on Thursday? Was it 9:30 or 9:40?
9:40.
Okay. I'll pass it on. Thanks, Matt.
Okay.
All right.
all right.
Sounds good. See you guys
All
on
right.
Thursday.
Yep.
Sounds
take
good.
care.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Bye.